Yeah, a very big welcome to you, my dear Aquarius. The sun is now in Virgo, giving the light, of course, to the moon, which is in your sign. We're going now again to the left, and so you are looking at Virgo. You are Apollo sitting here in front of the Taj Mahal, and to the left, it's again introverted. You're going back to your new moon. And yes, you are facing the right, which means when you look at the card, you're facing Virgo to the right. But when you become the card, then you see that you're facing the left, right? And so there is a circle embedded in the card. But it's always, how do I see this card? Do I see it from an outer perspective, or do I become the card and I see it from an inner perspective? So here we have the 9th major arcana, the 17th major arcana, and that's the soul talking, right? Here's Virgo, here's Aquarius. The sun, of course, this extroverted energy. How do I show myself to the world? Here comes the practical world out of us when the sun is in Virgo, the routine, this steadiness, right, that we see in the mundane, in the everyday doing. Now, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury, of course, in the tarot is the magician. There is a magic in the everyday doing, in the everyday mundane things, right? And so observe, right, how that is talking to you. The moon, of course, is our subconscious, are our feelings, and so we're going to look at that as well. But also remember that you are ruled by Uranus. And Uranus is, of course, the revolution and is the Fool in the Tarot. So we're going to look at the Fool as well. And we're going to see what is it that you are feeling now in your subconscious coming up, right? And so we see here that we have the Roman numbers, the 5 and the 4. You have the 10, the 5, and the 2. So the story goes that we have Taurus and Aries, right? The Hierophant and the Emperor, the two patriarchs that want to control us. But Virgo is the number 9, is the completion. She doesn't want to be controlled by no one. And so together we get the 9. You have Jupiter, the 10, the Wheel of Fortune, right? And you also have the Hierophant, the spiritual messenger, but you also have the moon. You have the deep, deep reservoir of the subconscious. And so you know what you have to do up here to become the 17. And then when we calculate it all together, we get the 8, right? And so see the story here unfolding. Now the 17 plus the 9 is the 26. And the 26, of course, that's again the 8 that is left. And so the story goes, in the 26 we have the 20, and the 20 is the last judgment in the tarot. And the last judgment is Pluto. Now, Pluto is from the 19th of November going to be in your house for 20 years. So you better get ready. The yoga position for Virgo is being up on the mountain again and seeing that I have the power to incorporate the past and the future here in the now. And you are side plank, you are the star that has fallen from the sky, and you're the 8th star here, right? The Earth star. And it's obvious, right, that you feel like you stretching yourself in all directions. And so this is the story today. Sun in Virgo, Moon in your sign. Here in this deck you are the King of Swords, right? And we have a masculine and a feminine king. You are the 11th zodiac sign, and as such you're connected with the 11th house of community and technology. So it's very important that you really understand that. As an Aquarius, you're the visionary personality. You see the future, you see the technology, and you bring it down from the stars. is your birthday between January 9th and February 7th, then is this your court card? If not, please look in the description below. I have, of course, listed all the court cards there with their dates, right? And so you can see if you may be the card before or after. Now, back to the last reading where you had the Aquarius full moon and you got the light from Leo Sun, which is your opposite sign. The message was, yes, Pluto is staying in your house for 20 years. Are you ready? And so we had here the judgment, right? The last judgment calling here. And we even had Scorpio, the transformation, the death card, right? And so sometimes I have a look if we get a reoccurring card coming here. And I do not see a reoccurring card. I think you realize that. No, actually, you do. You do. You really do. Okay, so we have one that is talking a second time, and we can begin the reading. But before that, I want to introduce you to a new deck. It's the Star Seeds from Birgit Fischer, and she channels the star seeds, the star people, and you got the Sun Seed. And the Sun Seed, as you can see, is connected with the Sun. I am going to read you what these people do. Everything that was dark at one point is now bright with the strength of love. Allow yourself to be part of this change. Sunseed has an enormous energy field for people and for the earth. They send out energetic signals. This signal is either hitting the sun, and as such we have sun storms, or it's hitting the earth. So here we reconnect also to vibration Z, and vibration Z is then occurring as a white line in the Schumann frequency. So the sun seed are the rays of the universe. With their famous rays, they have the same energy as the sun gives out the golden light to us here on earth. With sunseed, healing is possible, and as such we just need to bring ourselves into the rays of the sun. When sunseed is appearing, then the essence of this card means that now you need to look after yourself, and that a specific theme is coming to a shift or to a change, and that you are now able to see what was once in the dark is now in the light visible. Just allow this clarity of the truth to uplift you, because you have thought about this for a long time, and now is the time that you are getting the answer. Beautiful, right? It's really like these cards really bring me amazing dreams. I have them open at night and it's really amazing. I'm really like drawn into them. And so if you don't feel them, right, of course you can always say, no, this is not something I actually want. I don't feel this. So you just leave it on the side, right? And we're just going to go through the reading right now. We begin with, of course, the King of Swords, right? Now you can pick the masculine or the feminine. And since you're the 11th zodiac sign, you're born through a portal. Every portal is happening when there is a double-digit number. And you see, of course, in the 1-1, 2 times the 1, there's a creativity now in accepting the masculine and the feminine. Both are equally important. Both are regal and both are now here riding like a journalist on this feather, right? And she is declaring, I'm gonna write, I'm gonna do and communicate what I know, what I experience. And so here the number 3, Gemini, right, the Knight of Swords, is bringing you an understanding that you can now speak up, right, to the world. The world is going to listen to you. You have something to say. And so she is facing the left. And so you see that this is really magic. Now this could be a date, the 3rd of November or the 11th of March, right? Observe how that is speaking to you and how you now ready to communicate truly, right? Empowered as a knight can be, because the king is an established personality, and for that he is now called to get up and to act and to do what it needs to be doing, right? So we begin with the Fool. The Fool is Uranus, and Uranus, of course, is the planet of revolution. And so here we have the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles is Capricorn. And so the 10th zodiac sign, right, with the 3, brings a revolution because she faces the left, but when I become it, she faces the right. And so these two opposite energies here, right, the communication, an air sign, and here a queen, an earth sign. It's really interesting because the Fool is the 0, so we have 100 here. The 10th zodiac sign, and the 0 is 100, from 0 to 100, right? And so when you go down the rabbit hole, when you really go out and want to bring the truth to the people, want to now communicate and even become a writer, you will make money, right? You will actually become successful with that. And so allow yourself to just be that. And then from your deck comes here the Last Judgment, and this is the card that came last time in the center stage up. So it was connected with the King of Swords, and so it was a personal energy, and this is Pluto. Pluto is announcing itself. It's almost saying, I'm coming, remember, I will be there. You will feel my energy very strongly. And right now Pluto is in Capricorn, and this is crazy, right? So you see here the 10th zodiac sign and the 20th major arcana. It's a 30, and so now we have the number 300, and 300 is like, okay, I can do something with that, right? What is coming from the Mother Piece Tarot? The 2 of Cups, which is Venus in Cancer. And Venus in Cancer is facing Capricorn. Now Cancer is opposite of Capricorn, and Capricorn this year had 2 full moons. And so here Capricorn was almost like being taught, you really gotta fall in love with yourself, because here we see 2 women sitting at the shore of the lake or the ocean, and they are part fish, part human, and here we have 2 dolphins. And so there is a union. There is then a 302, and that's a 5 appearing here, and the 5, remember, is the Hierophant in your card, and is the number 5 right here in your deck, is the teacher. And so you can teach something here. You can teach about how you go out and want to bring information into the world. You are the one that makes money off of it, and you can call out into the world the self-love that you have acquired and that you have found, and you can teach that to the young generation. Then comes the Star, and here comes the 4 of Cups. Now you had 2 cups, right? And 2 cups is Venus in Cancer. Now this is Moon in Cancer, And so something is actually not so clear here. It's, what is this goose doing? She's holding an umbrella above you. And now one would think, is she putting a shadow over your head? Or are you in this own shadow? Or is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? What is it, right? If it's very bright outside, maybe it's nice that you're in the shadow. If it's raining, it's also nice that you are in there. But for some reason, it looks like it's bright outside, and here it's dark. So you have 6 cups, and 6 is self-love in your emotions, right? And so see that. And you understand now that here the moon in Cancer is bringing you self-love, right? A love that is not getting bored, because we have here from Virgo the 3 of Cups, and that's Mercury in Cancer. You have all 3 cards from Cancer, which is really interesting, right? So we have 2, 3, and 4 is 9 cups, and 9 cups, that's Virgo talking. Virgo is saying, did you understand really what's happening here? Venus, Moon, and Mercury in Cancer is literally saying something here is talking to you, and something is letting you know self-love, right? Self-healing is clear on the horizon for you when you go and write about it, when you understand that you are learning something profound here. What is the Mother Piece Tarot bringing? We have the Emperor to the left, and the Emperor to the left is facing to the 3 of Cups. And the 3 of Cups is that moment where we celebrate ourselves, we're really excited about our lives, right? We have here the 3 graces, and we have here this beautiful triangle pointing up. But here we have a 4-4 portal, and a 4-4 portal is bringing you 2 times the 4, the understanding that in ruling, in being an emperor, you need to be creative in how you handle situations, different situations, situations where you may not always feel up to celebrating, right? And here he is facing over here. It's almost like the 3 and the 4s, the 7. The 7 is again Cancer, and Cancer is the Chariot, is that I am leaving, I'm going out into the world, and I need to experience this world. And so of course here we have the 17. Remember, the 17 turns into an 8, the 8 and the 9 here, right, is actually the 17, you coming up. The 17 then turns into the 8, the 8 is left. So you are realizing something here, something is teaching you to, no matter if you're celebrating, no matter if you're sad, you need to listen to your inner emperor, which is facing over here, right, to the 7. Have the emotional intelligence. Don't just rule over people and think you can do whatever. You need to see that the people want to follow you when you write about it. Then we look at the moon, and the moon of course is in your sign, and we have here the veil, right? The repairing the veil, the forgiveness, the 45, and we see here the Emperor and the Hierophant, and we see the Emperor and the Hierophant, the 5 and the 4, and here it is. So like I said, the Hermit liberated itself from the Patriarch, from the Emperor, and from the Pope, right? Understand that. And you have the Emperor, right? The Emperor here is Alexander the Great. He was quite a tyrant, and so observe that. And so here we get the 9, and that's Virgo telling you unite, right? Find here the repairing of the veil, the forgiveness. When we forgive people who we apparently don't really connect with, it's important that we repair deep within us something that might be teared up or teared up, right? What is your deck bringing? The 4 of Wands. Now, what's really interesting, you had the 4 of Cups, and now you have the 4 of Wands. This is the high time, which is also called always the marriage time. Now look at this. Something is not very clear. You have 4 here, but you also remember had the Emperor, the 4 here, right? So 3 times the 4. 3 times the 4 speaks about understanding that you are learning something, that you are recognizing that the forgiveness is important, the 9, right? The 9 and the 4 is, of course, the 13, and the 13 is the transformation. That's Scorpio, the death, right? 13 plus 4 is the 17 again, right? So here you are in a way. But this just here, the 9 and the 4 is the 13, and the 4 is left. If you forgive, you can really have a good time, a high time. What's coming up here? The 8 of Cups to the left, pointing to the high time. So now you have 9 cups, right? And another 8 cups, that's 17 cups. That's you. You are here. And remember, this is all in your subconscious on the position of the moon. The 18 turns into the 9, remember, right? Then we have the 4, the 9 and the 4, the 13 again. And the 4 is left, the 4 and the 8, the 12. The 12 is the Hanged Man. Letting go of something. That's good. It seems like this is a great thing, but you need to move on. Something is saying, I've got to move on because you forgave, you had your high time, and now you're moving on because the 3 is left from the 12, and the 3 is the Empress, and the Empress is creating a new life for herself, right? And so it's really beautiful, right? You can see that something is talking here in a very profound way. And so the 9 and the 8 is the 17, the 8 is left, the 8 and the 4 is the 12, and then the 3 is left. So the 3, the Empress, like I said, is helping you to not get too masculine here with the Emperor, right, which is Aries. And Aries is always like, I'm gonna just do it, right? I want to do it. Now the Sun brings you the time, and the time is the 41. And in this time frame right now, where you know Pluto is coming to you, where you know that the last judgment is calling, you feel that something is, changing in your brain. So the Sun, which is the 19, turns into a 10. The 10 and the 41 is a 5. The 15, that's Capricorn. And Capricorn, like I said, right, is here through the Queen of Pentacles. Pluto is in Capricorn right now, and it's showing you what it can change, what it can do. Pluto is powerful. Pluto is the underworld also, right? And so understand that stuff is gonna come up in people. But remember, you're gonna have Pluto for 20 years in your life, and things are gonna really change. And I think you don't even know that you are bound to become a knight. You're not a king anymore. In those 20 years, you're going to be a knight that is doing whatever it can do for the world, the healing, right? The healing here and the repairing of the veil. It's like moving on from things that just don't make sense anymore, right? You have it good, but you even know you can have it better. The 10 and the 5, of course, then turns into the 6, and the 6 is self-love, is left here, right? And the Sun is in Virgo, and Virgo is showing you, I did it, you can do it too. Then Virgo is bringing you the Fool, Uranus. So focus on Uranus, focus on the revolution, focus on the changes that the Fool brings, that Uranus brings. And so the 6 is still left, right, because this is 0. But it can also be the 22nd major arcana, so observe, right? What is the Mother Piece Tarot bringing? It's the 3 of Cups to the right, facing down, and the 3 of Cups has come already. So it's almost like Mercury in Cancer is telling you, see what Mercury is wanting to tell you. The 3 graces, the celebration, the 33, the state of consciousness, the secret brotherhood created, 11, 22, 33. And so here you have a very clear 33. But you also have a 33 here with the 3rd zodiac sign, with Gemini. It's almost like Gemini is playing a big part in your life. And so there is again a 9, because remember we had the 10 and the 5 is the 15, that's Capricorn, the attachment. When you liberate yourself out of the 15, you get into the 6. The 6 and the 3 is the 9. So Virgo is telling you, you can do it. You can change. You don't have to suffer, right? The changes, just create the change before Pluto even comes to you. And you be like surprised, right? That it's easy then to change things, even though it's facing down. It's facing down. So here we have 3 women, right here with this crazy animal. We have part fish, part horse, part bird, and they're dancing here at this spring. And remember, it's the 9 that has come up here, right? And so when I now put here Gemini here, you see he is going into the Fool. He's going into Uranus, and he's like, I am a rebel. I'm doing the things my way, and I have the time, and I have also the celebration, and I will do what it takes. Time doesn't exist, right? Time is in my brain, and I change the way I think that this world exists. And now you understand where he's going, right? Because we were placing the cards to the left, because now you're going from your full moon back to your new moon. It takes 6 months, right? You're just at the beginning. But you already know that you want to do something, that you want to change things, and it's beautiful. And you are changing things. You are creating a whole new way of looking at time and celebrating. Even though it's facing down, it's kind of like sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, sometimes you're sad, right? Because you have a goose holding an umbrella. Sometimes, right, you also have the 2 of Cups, which is like you want a relationship, right? So you have 5 cups then here. And all together you have now 20 cups. 20 cups, you know what that means. 20 cups is the judgment, the last judgment. Pluto is coming, and he's going to shift and shake your emotions. He's going to change your life, and you are going to be like, oh my God, I did not know. But it's almost like here the Capricorn Queen is telling you, I told you. You need to watch, you need to observe, right? And so you need to see this, right? But it was like this. It came up like this, right? So now it's kind of like she is leaving Pluto. She is saying, I'm done with Pluto. I changed so much in my life. I don't even recognize. I have a Capricorn friend. She's not married anymore. She's started a business that is crazy successful. And she said, I would have never thought in my life I would do the things that I'm doing right now. So you better get prepared emotionally. 20 cups, and the 20 is here. I mean, this is a huge sign that you are really getting here something that's like pushing you out there, and you are going to be happy with what's happening. So let it drop, let it fall, let it change you, because it will. If you agree or not, it will change you. And as such, then of course you can talk about this, and you can write your memoir for the next 20 years, so that the next zodiac sign, which is Pisces, understands, oh, okay, I do have to change something, because this is Saturn in Pisces, and Saturn in Pisces is saying, yes, then Pisces will read your memoirs and will know, oh, okay, that's how Aquarius did it. It liberated itself, and so here you can be an inspiration for the next generation. Beautiful. I hope I see you in the next reading. That's when we get the Sun in Libra. Libra is not here, right? We don't have any swords. But nevertheless, you have the time, which is the mind, which is the thinking. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.